Hello everybody, welcome to my very first stream. I thought I would give it a try. I've always loved playing games and gaming in general, so I figured I will give it a go. And yeah, figured a good start would be an old classic being Minecraft. We're playing the Cobblemon mod this time around, more specifically the Cobbleverse. So it's pretty much Cobblemon, except they've added about 100 additional mods to it to just kind of make it a little bit more interactive. So let's jump in. I have already created a world. It's still on day one, so haven't played on it at all. I just wanted to create some settings in there around like the maps and the key bindings and all of that. So yeah, we are starting fresh. Yeah, if the music is too loud, then my apologies. I'll be figuring those things out as I create more. I obviously haven't worked out how to balance the sounds yet, but I'm hoping it's not too loud. And if anyone does pop into the chat, just let me know. I'm happy to adjust the sound to benefit everyone. So I thought for the first stream, obviously there's the big task of selecting our starter. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of starters each region. I think up until the latest gen, I'm pretty sure Galar is the last one they've put on here. Yeah, I think Galar came after that. I don't think there's any good way to go about picking a starter, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I know there's a lot of videos out there where they rank them from worst to best, and I think there is definitely some that aren't as good as others. But yeah, I end up going for my favorite. I do try and kind of keep in mind who else do I want in my party in the future, because yeah, it's a me thing probably, but I feel like when you start with your starter, you shouldn't be moving them out of your party. A good favorite for me is always Cyndaquil. We all love Bulbasaur and Charmander and Squirtle, but I feel like, yeah, they're probably a little bit overused, even though we love them. Cyndaquil, I feel like Cyndaquil with Totodile and Chiquitita was probably the less used Pokemon. Um, I feel like this game didn't get as much light as some of the others. Then we've got Trico and Torchic and Mudkip. I think Mudkip is always a strong choice, mostly because Mudkip is an absolute tank when it comes to the defense. So always a good one to have on hand. Then we've got Chimchar, Piplup, and Turtwig. Yeah, I played all the Pokemon games as I grew up, so I've kind of gone through most of these and used most of them. I can't say these really stand out. Piplup's third evolution, when you get to like Empoleon, they get very strong. Um, so that's a valid choice at the end of the day. To be honest, I probably don't use them as much though. I think most of my choices was usually between the original three. And as I said, I love Totodile and Cyndaquil, so they're also pretty high up there. I do enjoy playing with Mudkip as well. Um, yeah. Then we get to the newer generations. Now, I must say I have not spent as much time on the newer generations. So I'm not really too familiar with them. I did watch a few streamers playing like Pokemon Legends ZA, like the Beacon of Nick, for example, and I know he loved Tepig. And the evolutions after. Apparently quite a strong Pokemon. I have not played with them myself though. So yeah, these are new. Snivy also haven't really played, and Oshawott also haven't really played with. They do look quite cute though. I have not played with any of these at all. I feel like up until the Nintendo DS games is where I kind of played them full on, and then I kind of dropped off after. I would say Pokemon Soul Silver was really the last one I played thoroughly and played a few times. Um, yeah, I don't think I really picked up any of the games after that until we got a Switch years later. I'm trying to think what we ended up picking up. I think Sword and Shield was then the next one, which is Galar. So that was these three, of which I obviously went to Score Bunny. I feel like Score Bunny is probably the one that stands out there. I mean, Sobble's last evolution is also probably a very high damage Pokemon, so always a good choice. Um, and then Grookey with that massive, massive ape at the end. Also very high defense and packs a punch. But yeah, so these newer generations I'm not as familiar with, so I don't really know them that well, which is that's probably on me. And I didn't even know that they they duplicated Cyndaquil. This one's a little lighter, interesting. Then we have Paldia, which was also, I think this was also a big one. This was kind of with the new Switch games that came out, I think, if I remember correctly. This was a big hit. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then Pikachu. I think this is just what they've kind of added if you want to play with Pichu, Pikachu, or Eevee. And then they add in a fun cosplay for the joke of it. Although I feel like I've probably, before we even started, made up my mind and gone with Cyndaquil. That is probably just me though. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that choice. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I feel like people always spend hours on this first one. So it's probably a good start that we've actually gotten there. I probably could have made a whole video just trying to choose our starter, given the title. Probably would have been well founded. But yeah, so a little bit about the game, just for those who aren't into the game or quite used to the game. We do have a mini map on the right hand side, so this really just helps seeing not just the area but Pokemon as well. I did bring in some Minecraft mods, Minecraft mobs, just for things like getting food, to make it a little easier. We'll see if it worked. I don't really see any of them standing out at the moment. Could just be they haven't spawned in, hopefully. But yeah, they won't show up on the mini map. So yeah, we'll get there when we get there, and we'll probably play around with the settings a little bit as we work through it. Yeah, so that'll be good fun. But yeah, so we've got the minimap on the side, and we have just picked up our first, our starter. Oh, hey Deb, welcome in. I feel like Z ended a little quicker than she said she was going to. Figured I'll have some time to get settled in, but yeah, welcome in. And thanks for the sub. Yeah, so we just got started. We picked our starter. It was Cyndaquil, of course. Couldn't go with anyone else. Cyndaquil is, at the end of the day, definitely my favorite. Yeah, so we've gotten that done. I don't think we're going to get too much done in the first stream. I think it's just getting settled in. Yeah. Oh, that is very, very kind of a, yeah, quite the supportive wife she is. But yeah, I'm glad she's still playing. That's good. Yeah, so we are going to probably just get some resources, since this is still Minecraft at the end of the day. So we'll probably see what we have around us and get some resources, just put down a few chests to get started, and then probably graft a little to just get our Pokemon slightly stronger. Welcome in, Weasley. Oh no, I just have to get used to playing Minecraft again since it's been a minute. Oh, this is terrible. That is definitely not what you want at the start. We will 100% be running from a level 22. Okay, well, hopefully we have some better luck in the tower up here, as that tower was 0 luck at all. And then I'll get started with the actual Minecraft side of things and just get some wood, get some stone, get a couple of chests down, and we can explore a little bit, see if we can find any towns with some easy, quick loot. I did take the starter chest off. I feel people always think that's a bit of a cheat. So yeah, we're starting with 0 loot from the right at the start. And I have no idea whether there's anything in here. It doesn't look like it. Not the most of functional buildings at all. Well, we can call it what it is. That's not the best of luck, even in the slightest. And I have a feeling you also can't get down. Okay, well, that was not ideal. However, I will be stealing the books. Since it has absolutely nothing else to offer. And those crystals are a nice bonus. Okay. Let us take a look. Oh, welcome in. Yeah, she is definitely a very supportive wife. I am lucky to have her. Yeah, I'm definitely feeding off of her success in her start of her streaming. Yeah, it's quite a tough one to start with. I remember when she started, she was, yeah, also lucky enough to have Decon and Beacon of Nick and, yeah, Dreams with Jam, Coco, all of that, and yeah, that whole group, so that helps a lot. Yeah, it's quite a difficult one when you get started, but that is very kind of her. Welcome in, everyone. And thanks for the new subs. I'm still working out. I don't quite have 2 screens yet, so I'm kind of working with a mini screen on the side just to be able to have an eye on the YouTube side of things. Yeah, so it is, I'm still working on being able to catch the names of people who are subbing, but thanks for those that did sub. I appreciate it. Okay, so we do have a town on the side here. I will say from the start, if I've been somewhere before, I am going to be teleporting using the map, so it does let you teleport. Whilst this is Minecraft and I'll try and stay true to it, I do feel like we are more playing the Pokemon side of it, so I don't want to spend too much time running from place to place. Later we'll be flying when we have gotten that far, but yeah, running from place to place when we could be teleporting. They do technically have a Waystones mod in here to allow us to just kind of move around a little quicker, but yeah, I feel like if you have the map, you might as well right click and teleport rather than trying to put down 10 or 20 Waystones. We just put down waypoints, which is a lot quicker. But yeah, I do absolutely love Cobblemon's dynamics. Initially when I started, there were two big Pokemon mods, one being Pixelmon, one being Cobblemon, and I initially loved Pixelmon more because they didn't actually do the whole kind of blockish look. Like if we look at them, they still kind of stay true to the Minecraft blocky look, and I mean that was deliberate. I don't believe it was lazy necessarily. I think they actually wanted to stay true to the Minecraft look, which I actually ended up liking more than the Pixelmon look. I feel like that's actually ends up being the laser look. You kind of just copy in the image from the models that's on Switch or Nintendo. Whereas here they've actually tried to add in a blocky look to them. Yeah, so I quite enjoy it. I ended up enjoying this more, or definitely nowhere close to catching it, but definitely going to enjoy the sight. So this is, as we all know, Cyndaquil's third evolution, Typhlosion. Way too strong for us now, but we will hopefully have one soon-ish. We'll see how that goes. It'll probably be a couple of grafts before we get our level 40s out. Maybe set up a couple of farms as well. But here's to hoping that the town has better loot. Which we're not off to a very good start here, guys. Oh, it did look like there's something in there, didn't it? Nice. Yeah. So there are a couple of nice add-ons that I will say on this world. I forgot to just do that. As I did tell Z she can join if she wants after her stream. Yeah, so there are a couple of nice add-ons in this. Like for example, you don't have to click for each item. You can just hold in shift and then you can drag across. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, it just saves you that little bit of time that I quite enjoy. I did add some additional mods to be fair, to make things easier. Things like hammers and excavators, which is pretty much, I don't know if you've seen some mods out there. It's kind of allows you to hit 9x9 blocks, or 3x3 blocks, 9 blocks at a time. Yeah, it just helps with strip mining and things like that, which again, while I am trying to stay true to the kind of Minecrafty look, oh, that is jackpot. Yeah, stay true to the Minecrafty look. I am trying to streamline a few things, since this isn't really pure Minecraft, but rather the Pokemon side of things. Yeah, so there is that. Let us grab these couple of chests. And by the looks of it, I haven't seen any sheep or anything, so that might not have worked, and I might need to go and redo that, and I hope it works. Let's hope it doesn't mess up the world afterwards, but I'm sure it's not too much lost if I do end up making a blunder of it. And we're already running out of space. Although I am, yep, pretty sure we get backpacks, which is a dream. I feel like this is the one thing everyone wished they got in Minecraft even. Now I did play in a world with Z and Guffy. I will admit we did, I think I spent a lot more hours there than they did. I think I have like probably close to 40 to 60 hours on that world. And I did build a pretty awesome place. I might log out and just pop in there quickly to kind of just show it. Yeah, because I think it was pretty cool since we did play in survival. I think some of it we did go into creative for, but that's more, some blocks are quite difficult to get, and some things are quite difficult to do. I think the best example would be when you're trying to brew potions. That's pretty difficult, since you need blaze rods to kind of run it, and since all the mobs are generally out, you can't just go into the nether and find blazes to go and kill them for the rods. So that's not ideal. But yeah, so for some of those we did do workarounds, and we kind of did call it out to say, well, I'm going to give myself blaze rods because, well, you can't really get them. They do technically get covered by being drops of specific Pokemon, so you can go and look what Pokemon drops blaze rods, but you have like a 3% chance of it dropping each time. So you can already have a difficulty getting it from them, or finding the Pokemon in the first place, and then a difficulty of actually getting it from them. So yeah, it was not ideal at the end of the day. Another pretty cool one is you can sort your inventory. So it kind of automatically puts it from whatever you go and sort. I think you can go and set it somewhere, yeah, by name, by mod, by count. So we'll stick it by name for now. But yeah, there is a couple of cool mods I'll be showing as we play through it that I didn't even know exists until I started playing Cobbleverse. Yeah, so for those that are new, Cobbleverse it's not quite Cobblemon. So if you've watched streamers like Nick that played Cobblemon for a while, so it's not quite the same. Cobblemon is the base mod, which they did obviously a bulk of work in. Yeah, there's a big bulk of the actual dynamics of this game sitting in the original Cobblemon mod, but Cobbleverse was actually created by, I believe it's 2 independent creators, and I almost want to go as far as saying I think it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or maybe husband and wife. Diamonds at the start, that is brilliant. Yeah, so I believe it's 2 of them, and then they have a couple of friends helping them out, but they started with the kind of dream, and what they've done is they've taken the Cobblemon and improved the things that everyone was asking for that the Cobblemon developers couldn't quite get to yet, mostly because they had their hands full with the actual mod. So obviously there's a lot of work that goes into it, which is fair enough. Yeah, so they couldn't necessarily get to it, and then these 2 kind of came in and they started adding those things, and they added a couple of awesome things. I think the biggest ones was before the base Cobblemon raid started. You couldn't really fly in Pokemon and things like that, which they did bring in, so not all of it is their work. They kind of build the mod pack, and they work with a bunch of different collaborators to bring in a bunch of additional mods that's already been developed, and they kind of just put it all together in one big world, so that you can kind of just pre-download the mod pack. So that's pretty cool. So I think I'm pretty much 98% playing with the original mod pack for Cobbleverse. I've maybe added 5 of my own, just quality of life things. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So they've added things like being able to fly, which is now in the original Cobblemon. I think the biggest thing for me is legendaries. So Cobblemon didn't have too many legendaries in the original game if you're not playing on their server. So that's probably a good thing to point out specifically. And in here they've kind of brought in gym battles and servers kind of playthrough, but in your own individual world, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of create a single player world or multiplayer world with friends, and you can kind of go do gym battles together. You can go and look for legendaries. They kind of have shrines and specific buildings like Team Rocket's headquarters and stuff like that all over the place. So yeah, we'll be exploring it together. I've never actually played this through in my other world. I mostly got to building a base, setting up all those automatic farms that you kind of need for Pokeballs and stuff like that, and did leveling up of the Pokemon I had and try to catch those that did spawn while I was traveling and exploring. So yeah, on this playthrough I'll definitely be aiming to actually go after a legendary or 2, but that would obviously be in the far future when we actually leveled up, since I believe they started like level 70. So yeah, it's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, so we'll see. That is the cool part about Cobbleverse for me though, is just adding in legendaries into the game and the shrines. I think the one I have seen, so I've seen 2 in the previous playthrough that I'm very keen to get to in this playthrough. One was a sky tower, which if you get through all the challenges in the tower and you get to the top, you find a legendary, which I won't reveal yet to kind of keep that excitement there. Yeah, and the other one was things like Team Rocket's headquarters I saw as well, which really well done. They did a pretty good job in being creative about it and kind of bringing in pieces of the actual Pokemon games. So that is pretty cool. Yeah, so a couple of interesting things that are here. Yeah, I haven't really played Cobblemon, or I haven't played it recently enough to really be able to say these are all the key differences. But I do think there's a lot of things it adds that, yeah, original kind of the Cobblemon official mod pack doesn't necessarily have. Yeah, that I do enjoy. But yeah, I ended up finding this. I initially started with Pixelmon, played that for a while, ended up playing Cobbleverse for a while and really enjoyed it, and just immediately made the switch over. Definitely worth it. So keen for the journey with everyone. Yeah, so if you actually see Pokemon, so this is also pretty cool compared to Pixelmon. So Pixelmon, you have to battle them to see them in your Pokedex. Here they've actually added the Pokedex as an actual item, which is in my left hand here. So it's over there. And if you have it in your hand, let me maybe just get this out before I ended up putting a sign down. So if you have it in your hand, you can pull it up and you scan them, and it kind of gives you the name and their level and their type. So the type here is that little silver bubble you see on the right side of him. So I believe that is normal type that it's showing. Yeah, and then the battle mechanics is also pretty cool. I don't see anyone. Oh, we might as well just battle a random Pokemon just to show you guys while we're running around what it looks like. If we can find one. I feel like, Combee is all the way up there. So let us not bother with these on the roof. Okay, so let's scan. Yeah, Goose. Throw out our Pokemon, and it also allows you to walk around. Now, this is actually new, this battle log. I haven't seen this before. They definitely brought it out in their latest update. I am not sure if it's a Cobblemon update or a Cobbleverse update, but I quite like the bars they've added above them as well as the battle log. But yeah, so we can go R, and it'll let us go through it. All the basic starter moves. Feels like I'm back in primary school playing Pokemon Fire Red. I must say, I am not one to chase down and I have to catch every Pokemon. I believe there is a total of 1,028 Pokemon in this mod. They have actually added all, and I think this is a Cobbleverse thing. I don't think Cobblemon has all of them, but I believe there's about 1,024. Oh, that looks like a different color. So I am most definitely not going to be chasing all 1,024. That is just a little too hectic for me. But we will certainly get all of the cool ones, or the ones that I like and any of my viewers like. If there is anyone that you guys like, feel free to shout out in chat. I am more than happy to catch and name any Pokemon that anyone in chat does like and we see. Obviously the seeing part is quite crucial. Although I will chase them down as well. Or at least try my best. I haven't had the best of luck, I must say. In my experience on Cobblemon, I do not have good luck when it comes to actually finding Pokemon. You get items like a poker nav and a poker radar, which I believe comes from, or the poker nav I think comes from like the Pokemon Pearl and Diamond games, if I'm not mistaken. And the poker nav, one of them comes from the proper OG, I want to say Pokemon Red. Maybe, yeah, around there. Maybe Sapphire. Maybe around there. I would say probably Emerald Green, Sapphire Blue, one of those. Yeah, if I remember correctly, one of those had like that little poker nav in there. So you get that in the game, and it kind of tells you the spawn rates of those around us, of what are the possible spawns, which helps a lot, just to be able to know that you're at least in the right area, because Google can tell you, yes, they spawn in these biomes, or the Pokédex can tell you they spawn in these biomes, but you're not really sure about it, and that just helps you get a little bit reassurance that you're actually in the right spot. Not that I have good luck, even if it says 15%. I can stand there all day and night and they just don't rock up, unfortunately. But we will try our very best to get them to rock up. If there is any Pokemon that anyone likes and would like to see, we'll try our very best. I'm definitely not going to go all out on my house this time though, or not yet. I tend, and I think Z would 100% back this up, but I tend to aim very high when it comes to building my house. I ended up selecting the biggest project and it takes me forever, and then by the time people are overplaying the game, I'm done with my house. While it looks amazing, it's not ideal. Yeah, if this was normal Minecraft, I would have 100% gone for that. I don't think it's, now that I've noticed, it looks like my jade is disabled. There we go. Another useful mod. Okay, so it is emerald. Okay, I think I have finished getting through this town, in all honesty. War turtle. Well, if I had a grass Pokemon, that might have gone better. Oh. Well, let us see what we can squeeze up in our backpack. Oh, that is it. Okay, I think it'll probably be a good idea to settle on a storage area. And I don't think I'm going to select my house today. And we can see that's a poker gym right there. So I think that's another pod that I haven't mentioned. So they brought poker gyms in here as well. And the cool thing is they actually brought in the poker gyms of every single region, or every single region of, I think it starts out with Johto and then Kanto. They have Hoenn in here and Sinnoh. I do think they brought in a new one in the latest update that I'm not sure about, but yeah, so you can kind of play through the one, and when you get through the gyms, you can start over with the new one, and you work your way through. You defeat the Elite Four, and then you can start with the next region, and so forth. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so the first one would be Brock, which comes back to Pokemon Fire Red. Is the first one that comes to mind from where you battled Brock, I believe. I could be wrong. Ah, oh, here's War Turtle. Okay, well, 14% chance. So this is also new. They haven't shown you what the odds are. Let's see if we have a 14% chance of catching War Turtle. He is level 14, but 14 is a little low. Yeah, that was a... oh, that's not good. Now I've just made him angry. Yeah, time to run, and we will skedaddle in that direction. Yeah, so I think I'll probably just put down a couple of chests and store things in it for now. And we can kind of make a new video on where we'll be going. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to figure out what kind of house we're gonna have. So I haven't even started thinking of the types of homes, but I do want to just get down a couple of chests. I'll probably get these apricorns as well because they are crucial for Pokeballs. And given red will make red Pokeballs, let's not skip over them. So yeah, I'll put down some chests in an area that's kind of okay, and then we can definitely, I think, on another stream, because I feel like it'll take a full stream to just decide on where we'll be staying. I'm just going to edit the mini map to exclude villages, since I definitely do not want to look into the faces of a bunch of villagers the whole time. Definitely beneficial to be able to see the Pokemon, not so much for villagers. Not in this version, at least. Oh, now I've made a mistake. And get some gear crafted, so we will get right on that, I think, to start with. A good old-fashioned Minecraft start. Yeah, that would be beneficial, I think. So let's, yeah, let me just, oh, this is a stunning town. Oh, he looks angry. Oh, he is angry. So we will just continue running. Okay, well, we've got a poker sensor here, which is very nice. I love it when they put in the time and the effort to kind of just add in details like this. Yeah, especially on the mini map and the map, it just gives it a very nice look. Yeah, I quite appreciate those small things, little efforts they add. Don't really notice it necessarily, but you'd end up appreciating it without realizing. Just adds a little authenticity to it, I feel. Oh, hello. Welcome in. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they might think I'm a bot at this stage. I think you probably have to, I don't know, do a couple of streams. I don't know if there's a setting. If there is, I was not informed of that. So I apologize. But that's okay. Okay, we are definitely going to put some chests down first now. Do feel like I would like it in a space that has some cover or some form of cover. Maybe I just, yeah, let's just do it here. Since we stole so many chests, we can make use of them, and we can remove them later, obviously, and restore this lovely little spot in front of the poker center. Okay, well, here comes the favorite part, sorting chests. Keep this for poker rods, tools, weapons. Put that in there as well. And then Pokemon held items. I'll maybe do food in. Let's do food in this chest here. Yeah, so funny story. When I initially went live, I don't know if my wife is listening, but I decided to go live early, 11:15 our time, so it's 12:15 at the moment. I can hear you messaging me on, I think, Discord. I don't feel I'm comfortable enough to move that around. Let me check. Oh wait, you need to change your community settings to permit incoming traffic. Okay, wait, let me see if I can do that now. I don't know if she's chilling, but if she is, let me do it now, otherwise I'm probably gonna forget. Settings, community. I feel like I went through these settings and I didn't see anything about raids. Live redirects. Like the community tab. Huh. Ah, here, all channels can redirect. Interesting, I did have ticked channels that I subscribe to can redirect to me, and I am subscribed to you, so that is strange. But I have ticked all channels can redirect now, so I don't know if it'll update immediately. So we shall see. But anyways, the funny story. So I went live at 11:15, and everything was working fine right before I went live. And the moment I went live, I was asking myself, I don't actually, because I can hear all the sounds and my own voice. I can listen to it all through the actual streaming software. Just assuming not everyone would know it, so I'll go through it from that view. And yeah, so I could hear myself and everything was working, all the tests was okay. And I decided to just go into it from another account on my phone and mute my mic and put it on and see if I can hear the sound of the game and the sound of the start screen and my voice. And the only music I could hear was the game. And I was like, oh, this is awkward. So I've been live for 6 minutes and meanwhile, no one can hear me. So I probably spent another 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure it out. And I could not figure it out. Felt so awkward, ended my live and troubleshooted offline. Yeah, I came very close to saying, you know what, it's not for me. But yeah, ended up fixing it. So I've set different audio channels because I'm also recording my streams. I'll try and kind of snip videos out for it as well to just help with view hours and things like that, to kind of put together shorts and things. So I've put together channels so that all of it's not in one audio file, so that I can kind of cut out my voice in certain areas if I need to, or cut out the pause music or whatever it may be. But when you're streaming, it only lets you use one channel. Sorry, multitasking, as I've been told many times, I'm not very good at it, so I will stop when I'm talking most of the times. But yeah, so I ended up selecting multiple channels to get that together and to kind of get it to work. But streaming only allows you to stream out one channel. And what that caused is only the first channel streaming, and the first channel was set to just the game. Luckily, I figured it out by playing around with it. I went live again and it all worked, and I was like, okay, now we are all good, we figured it out. No one is feeling stupid anymore. I've deleted the evidence of me having a silent stream for the first 8 minutes. But yeah, so that was a fun little start to it all. But yeah, we are here. I believe everything should work. I believe my break screens and my end screens and all the music should be playing. So we are all good again. Yeah, I thought I would share that funny story with you guys, since I had a good laugh at how awkward it started. Oh, that sounded promising. Let's go and look at that shiny. So I did add a mod to inform me through notifications of a shiny. So usually it'll play a sound, but you won't actually know who or what. But now it tells you when a shiny or a rare Pokemon spawns, so that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I don't think I am 27. Nope. I will, yeah. I must say, I have somewhat jippoed a previous game. Kind of not doing it the right way by using luck. So you can throw Pokeballs over and over and over again, and sooner or later you have a pretty good chance of catching the Pokemon. I'm just going to adjust the volume slightly so that it doesn't feel like I need to shout. Yeah, so you can, if the volume is too loud for you guys as well, just let me know. I'm not too sure how it's sounding on the stream versus my voice. I know when Z used my headset initially, it was soft compared to the music and all of that. I did try and adjust for it from the start, but yeah, you never know. Also don't know over devices, like a TV sound works differently than a laptop's, than a phone's, than a computer's. Yeah, so we'd be keen to get that sorted. But yeah, so in the first one I did try my luck throwing Pokeballs. If I had the T Pokeballs and there was a level 20, I still had a level 6 Pokemon. I could catch a level 20 if I spent, say, 10 Pokeballs or 15 Pokeballs, which is not the right way of doing it, but it is a way of doing it. Yeah, so I will not be doing it that way in this stream. I will be sticking to the right way of playing as it is played on the game, where you probably have zero chance of catching a Pokemon that way. Although I do enjoy that they tell you what the percentage is now. That's a pretty nice add-on. I quite enjoy that, to be honest. I think that's a little bit of a treat. You don't have to try and work it out. Back in the first time ever I played Pixelmon, this is probably high school-ish, maybe start of varsity. I created an Excel spreadsheet, and the humor in this is that I'm an accountant, so, or studied accounting, not an accountant, but studied accounting, so it kind of fits with the personality. Created an Excel spreadsheet where you could drop down box, select a Pokemon, and it'll pick up what you've ultimately selected in the drop box and search a database that was created, and it'll tell you the type and the weaknesses, the strengths, and as well as the catch rate. So you have another drop down box where you can select the ball that you were going to be using, whether it's a Pokeball, a Heavy Ball, Ultra Ball, and it'll use the actual statistics behind it to tell you what are the odds of you catching and using that ball under that status condition. Because obviously if it's burned or sleeping or whatever, it has an impact. So yeah, I had something like that to actually help me quickly determine that. So I quite enjoy the percentage being given for me. I feel like they are doing my job for me. So that is a benefit. Let's put that there, and I'll put that there as well, for the sake of efficiency. Otherwise we're going to be here all day trying to sort this out. Okay, all the Pokeballs, all the apricorns and apricorn seeds. There's another one. Oh, there's another one. All the food. I think food is the hardest split in this game because they bring in so much additional things that's not really food for us as players, but rather for the Pokemon, and it's actually sometimes hard to distinguish whether they've brought in new food that's actually for us versus for the Pokemon. Yeah, quite an interesting one. And it's not even easy things like berries. It's pretty easy to determine, oh, that's a berry. It's not for us to eat. But there's things like a cherry pie that you would think is for you, but It is not, I can confirm. And I am now messing up this process a little bit. I'm not confusing myself. Panic. Okay, we'll just throw this in there. We'll throw that in there as well. For now, all the big blocks can go there. That can go there, that can go there. And we are down to our last bit. Ooh, that's a bargain. Get that out there. Enchanted books, that's pretty nice. So you do get, I'll keep the guidebook with me. And I don't know what this is. Oh. Thought that came with me from the start, but apparently not. Okay, I don't really need those things. Prism scale. Okay, at least our inventory looks better, and I think I might have forgotten, or I'll have to change that later. I'll maybe check in with you guys what you think, whether we should stick to original Minecraft and still have hunger, because that's the one thing. It's kind of, they take it out of the game, and I understand why, because they also take out animals, so yeah, it's a little hard to eat if you can't get animals, but I put them kind of back into the game, although I might have done it incorrectly because I have not seen any animals walking around, but I'll look into that later to see if I need to refresh something. Yeah, so we'll get there, and then we can decide whether we want to play it proper Minecraft with your hunger bar running down and you kind of need to eat, so you'll need to still farm for food, or not. And yeah, the berries are quite important, I realized in the other game, because they're mostly used in potion crafting. Now, I'm not too bothered with status effect side of things. It's more the fact that, for example, iron berries are used in, I think it's max revives. So if you want to get to a full restore potion, you first need to craft a normal potion, and then you need to get to a max potion, and then you need to go up to the full restore. So yeah, it is quite important to collect those things. So this is, for example, the first gym, which, yeah, this is Brock, and this is the Kanto gym. So it's pretty cool. They give you, when you spawn in, you select your starter, you get a map, and the map guides you to the closest rock gym, with the idea, if you beat Brock, your level goes up, which is sticking to the original, oh, that is nice, which sticks to the original kind of, the original Pokemon kind of workings, where you need to beat the gym leader to have your Pokemon obey you. So it works the same here. They will only obey you if you've beaten the gym leader, if their level is too high. And then the idea here is they have these, I'm rather unsure what that was, but okay. They have these map guides in the Poke Center, and you can kind of speak to them, and they will help you craft. So I now very mistakenly used that map. It is what it is though, we'll craft a new one. So you can hand in, for example, the Onyx Stone with an empty map, and he'll give you a map to the closest Brock gym. So once you've defeated Brock here, you'd need to find a Cerulean Star or craft one, which this little nifty thing comes in handy to be able to go and search Cerulean Star. And you can press on it and you can see we need a water stone, 3 seagrass and 3 sand. And we craft the Cerulean Star, and it'll ultimately tell us where Misty is on the map, or at least the closest one is. Now you can do the good old-fashioned traveling. Oh, there is sheep, so it did work. That is a good thing. We'll say nothing about the fact that they all spawn in the same little circle. Apologies about the violence. Okay, so it's good that that's working. But yeah, so there's obviously the good old exploration side of things. You can just walk around and find it yourself. I've probably played enough hours on the previous map to at least know what the top roofs look like. However, it does get a little tricky because, as I said, there's 4 different regions in here. So for example, the water gym from region 1 and region 2, it looks very similar, whilst it won't be exactly the same, since each region you go up, the gym building changes. So they do try and stick it to kind of be somewhat consistent to what it looks like in the games, but it does get bigger to kind of distinguish between it. A Z raid, oh, is that not just amazing of my wife to help me out on my first video. Welcome in all the new viewers. I hope you guys had a great time with Z. Yeah, to those joining now for the first time, we are playing Cobblemon, a mod of Minecraft. So it's pretty much, you would have seen it on Z's channel before. So we've just started a new world. We're on day 4 and we have done absolutely nothing except walk around and talk. Yeah, we've gotten some items, but yeah, the aim for today is just to get started, get some levels going, as well as some basic resources started. So we do have some resources here, so we haven't done nothing, but yeah, welcome in. Yeah, did you hear my story about going live earlier? Sorry, I know you were technically still streaming, so you probably didn't, but I will go get through it again for you if you didn't hear it. Hey Ruby, hi Ladybug, and welcome back Deb and Weasley. So I went live 11:15, about an hour and 15 minutes ago. So I was a little bit ahead of schedule. I was sitting there being nervous, and I was like, oh, why don't I just start now? It's not like I'm going to throw anyone's night plan or dinner plans off. I might as well. So I got started a little earlier, and about 3 minutes in, I mean, I obviously tested all of the things before we started. I did go through OBS and listened in or monitored each item to make sure all the sounds is working, and kind of try and plan on what's going to be loud. For example, I know the Minecraft music is usually too loud, so I've kind of adjusted them downwards. And so I started the stream. I could hear everything fine, and 3, 4, 5 minutes in, I told myself, maybe I should just see whether the stream side of things is actually working, because in Studio, YouTube Studio, I could not hear anything. So, and not even the game sound. So I just don't think the studio was working very well. So I decided to just open up YouTube on my phone and try and listen what's going on from that side, and open it up. All I could hear was my game sound. I couldn't hear my voice, I couldn't hear the break music, I could hear nothing, which is obviously very awkward with my 0 viewers, so it's not like anyone realized, but it still feels quite awkward. That is a very high level for a starter. And Chimchar the monkey's probably up there. Of course he is. So I sat there for 3 minutes, 4 minutes live on the stream, trying to figure out what is going on. And it just was not working. So heavily embarrassed, I ended the stream and tried to figure out what was going on offline before restarting the stream. And yeah, I ended up getting to a point where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this is. It doesn't make sense. Maybe I should just not do this. And almost took myself out of it. Why are all these trees so tall? The OCD in me is not letting me chop them because I'm not going to be able to chop them to the top. Yeah, so ended up struggling through and figured out it's because I was using different audio channels. So as you know, there's 6 channels on OBS, and the reason I'm using the different channels is because when you record, so I'm recording the game as well, just to kind of use it for shorts and things like that, just so that I have it on file. I have a good 15-20 gig video chilling in my folders. Yeah, just to have it. So the advice that they had on YouTube was, or that I watched on YouTube, was kind of use the different audio channels, because if you want to split out your sound of your mic from the game sound, for example, you want to mute your sound for a piece and do a voiceover, you won't be able to do it if you group it all into one. So I've grouped it out. But when you stream, it actually only allows you to use one channel. So obviously when I moved everything except the game volume to channel 2, 3, and 4, it's only the game volume that was coming out. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to use all of them on channel 1 and then split them out from channel 2 to 6 from there. So yeah, figured it out, luckily. But yeah, it was an awkward moment of 6 minutes of silence. Oh, thanks for coming in, Weasley. Appreciate you popping in. Yeah, have a wonderful day. Everyone's levels are ridiculous. Well, I think that's okay for now. Okay. Yeah, I am also very glad I was able to figure it out, but I was very close to calling it quits. I was very close to saying, oh, this is a sign. A sign to not do this. Oh, actually, I do have a pickaxe, so I don't need to craft one. Yeah, so we will try and get some basic resources to have some inkling of Minecraft going, and just get some basic tools going. And we will leave the actual mining to another time. We just want to get some basic tools going, and then I think we are going to try and catch at least a full party this stream, and maybe get, let's set level 10 as a benchmark. Who did I pick as my starter? Oh, you missed it. Yes, let me show you. So we went with Cyndaquil. It was, yeah, it wasn't a very tough choice, to be honest. I actually said right at the start that this is probably going a lot quicker than it was supposed to. I figured it'll take at least 20 minutes to make up my mind, but I stuck it out with Cyndaquil. Definitely one of the favorites from all the games. I figured I can't go with Mudkip again. So we will go with Cyndaquil, who has awesome evolutions. So pulling in for that side of it. Yeah, I was saying you kind of, it's probably a me thing, but I feel like if you've selected a starter Pokemon, you need to stick with him. Like, even though he might not be the strongest, even though he's not the type you need, you can't take him out of your party. He's like your best friend from day one, right? So my thought process is at least go with one that is a type that works out, or that's at least beneficial. So yeah, I went with Cyndaquil. Okay, I think we have some of the basic items now. I thought that was something else. Okay. I reckon we just quickly get an axe too. I don't think we need anything else really. That should cover that. And a furnace. That should at least cover us for the start. For any of the basic things we may need. Oh, I'm missing the sort button. So you get a mod called sophisticated storage that's been added, and yeah, and what it does is it kind of allows you to increase your chest space by quite a lot the higher you upgrade it, but it also allows you to auto sort it, so you can kind of just press a button and it automatically sort all of it together, which is most definitely a very nice tool to have. Okay, so we've got that going there, that over there, and those over there. I'll maybe keep the potion with me since we might actually need it. And then we can choose our Pokeballs. So this is again the OCD me. I do feel like I do quite like, so when you have it open like this, right, and you look at the little Pokeball that's going to be here, right, so right in the right bottom corner of Cyndaquil's picture on the left hand side, it has a little Pokeball there. Now if it's the same and I catch him with, say, an Ultra Ball, that will be the color of an Ultra Ball, and the color when you look at him will also be an Ultra Ball. And I do like it when it's all the same, so in other words Pokeballs, which is not ideal, especially when it comes to trying to catch tougher foes or Pokemon, especially when it comes to legendaries. I am that person that will at least try 10 or 15 normal Pokeballs before biting the bullet and knowing I need to go with a normal Ultra Ball or Heavy Ball, depending on whichever legendary it is. But yeah, that's just the silly me. Okay, let's see what we need. Okay, it's not coming up. Ball. Ah, there we go. Collapsed entry. So let us see what we need to craft. Okay, copper ingots. This might be the only time in your life that copper is really required and necessary. So we are going to have to go and mine to get copper. So that's not ideal, but we'll make it work. Okay. Alright, I think for now we definitely have 12 Pokeballs, so we can go and catch some Pokemon. Now, I do have this idea in my head that, so how it works, you play through, right? You kind of restart every time, and what I mean by that is when you've done your gyms from the beginning to the end and you start with the next region, the first gym isn't going to take off from there, meaning by the time you've battled the Elite Four, and say for the first region being Kanto, you then start the second region over, in the sense of the first gym leader is going to have level 15 or 12 Pokemon again. So you kind of can't use that same party. Well, you can, but it'll be very silly if you then use level 80 Pokemon to battle level 12 Pokemon. So I have this idea in my head that every time we restart, we're going to have to reshuffle our party, and I'll catch a new starter and use that along with 5 other Pokemon to kind of go through it again. So I will be catching Pokemon that's, for example, we have Growlithe here. He's a fire type. We don't need another fire type since our starter is a fire type, but we could potentially use Growlithe in the future. So I will be trying to catch Pokemon I don't quite need yet, but before we get there, we are most definitely going to have to level up first, since we are at level 6 and these are all stronger than us. So So let us just try and get some levels going first, and we'll try and tackle the cooler Pokemon and try and catch some. Yeah, I reckon we can get a full party for this within this stream. I think that's doable. Full party that we can kind of use and grow. I don't think I'll catch everyone that I would like to get. Yeah, mostly because I think there's a couple of the good old Gengar, for example, that I'm not gonna catch. I don't think I'll necessarily find a Ghastly right now. I'll have to go and find the biome and try and take it from there. But we can definitely get, I think, 6 tough Pokemon in the area that will be used at least once. You're taking the dogs out. That is very kind of you. I think they definitely had to go out by now. It is quite late. But here we are. Okay, we are just looking for some lower level Pokemon. Nothing too brave from the start. Trying to do it the right way. It would be great the moment we can get Ember for Cyndaquil. That'll make things go a lot quicker with these kind of leveling ups. I usually went with Fire type, to be honest, when I started. Because I always felt Fire type's the easiest to level up quickly. Because your first maybe hour of gameplay in your normal Pokemon games, you're going to be taking on Grass type Pokemon, or mostly Grass type Pokemon. So the Fire type really helped in that sense. I think I was a little bit ambitious here, going for a level 11. Oh, I barely did anything. Let's try one more. Oh, that's not a good outcome. Yeah, I think we might have made a little mistake here. Right, for the sake of my Pokemon, I will try and run and heal my Pokemon up. So you can speak to Nurse Joy most days. I think Nurse Joy is feeling a little bit depressed today, so I'll maybe just help myself. But usually you can speak to them and they'll take your Pokeballs. Oh, she's actually saying no to me. That's very rude. But usually they take your Pokemon when they're not feeling so depressed. Okay, let us try and find someone that's more manageable. I think the one thing that's not in our benefit is the fact that the first gym is rock. So our starter is going to be of no help. Okay, this is doable. This will give us a good XP if we can pull it off. Might need to jump into our potions, but that's okay. Oh, I think we can do one more. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, let us bring out our potion and heal. And I reckon we are then going to try and catch Ralts. Ralts is actually quite underrated, I think. He's probably quite silly at the start, but I think Ralts' evolutions are pretty good. Greninja. Oh, that would have been a nice one to have. Okay, we are up to level 8 with Cyndaquil, and we now have a level 10 Ralts. So we have 2 Pokemon, and we're almost at the level 10 mark. So not too shabby, guys. And while we are here, let's try and keep harvesting these apricorns because they are going to be crucial. Not that we have copper ingots to use them, but soon. Definitely soon. Let's see if Nurse Joy will take our... No, she still doesn't want to help us. Not a very kind Nurse Joy. Oh, that was extremely close. Well, I guess I do have a little bit of luck on my side. Ah, level 5 Skitty. I think I'll keep using Cyndaquil mostly because he's behind compared to Ralts. And I would really like to get Ember. Yeah, they did a really good job with kind of adding animations. And I know for some moves like Water Pulse, for example, they've actually added in a pulse of water as an animation when you use the move. So yeah, it's actually a really good job. Oh. You are not someone I know. Interesting. Well, this does not look like it's going to go my way. Whew. That was damage. Let's see what happens if we bring the rocks out. We can maybe try confusion. Oh, that's not a good outcome. Not a good outcome at all. Well, might as well try. And I'll just skip straight ahead since I know Nurse Joy here does not like me at all. Would have been beneficial to know what their levels are from the minimap, but we can't have everything we want. Patrat might be a little bit too strong still. Hey Reese, welcome in. Thanks for the sub and the like, appreciated. How are you doing? That did it. Just waking up. Is waking up on the weekend or waking up to Friday? Because the one is much worse than the other. Okay, that is level 10. I do feel he needs to have learned Ember by now. Great, he did. That'll help us a lot. Well, a day of no work is always a fun day. I'm glad it's a rest day today at least. Wow, they are quite strong. Dashbun. Oreo. You're as rested as you can be. Well, that is a great thing. I wish I woke up in the morning feeling that way. I wake up in the morning thinking to myself, I can sleep for another day or two. This is such a cool Pokemon. I feel like I'm gonna catch him just to have him as a pet. I wouldn't mind having him in my home. That is very cool. Okay, on we must go. Only high-level Pokemon close by. Well, I think we can take him on. Quite the tough cookie to crack. That should add, 2 levels, wow. Can we just appreciate how well they have done these designs for the tail to be spinning as a way of swimming? Wow. You had a tooth pulled on Wednesday. That does not sound very fun. I can imagine you are on bed rest. That would make sense. But I'm glad you're possibly feeling up to streaming. I mean, that must be a good sign at least, that you're recovering well. It does look a little funny with the fact that it's kind of spinning into his body, but let's still recognize that it has, yeah, they put in a lot of effort, I must say. I'll give that to them. Oh, that's a little bit of a high level, even though I would like you in my party. I would like a PG in my party, but I haven't seen one for a while. And you must be one of the new favorites after the Pacopia release. Everyone has you. Should have probably went to recover before tackling a Pokemon. But here we are. Oh, that didn't go well. Well, I'm glad you have no regrets. I think, yeah, she really enjoyed playing it. Yeah, it is a very fun game, so I don't blame her. Yeah, they did a really good job with that game, I think. I'm yeah, very keen to see how the new Pokemon's going to be. Pacopia's kind of game dynamics really shone a light on what they are capable of. So yeah, it looks like it's another open world kind of game, almost like Pokemon. Oh, I'm gonna butcher it. I feel like everyone says it differently, but Arceus. Um, I quite enjoyed Arceus. I know it's a very touchy subject, to say the least. Not a lot of people like it. I quite enjoyed the open world aspect of it. I haven't played ZA Legends though, so I'm not too sure how much the two will kind of mix. But I did enjoy the open world aspect, and it does look like the new Pokemon that they're bringing out is going to also have that open world aspect to it. Hey Carolyn, welcome in. It's good seeing you again. How are you doing? How was Z's stream? Was there more chaos being caused? Oh, thank you. It's yeah, it had to happen sooner or later. Yeah, I think it's very easy to talk yourself out of it and just never do it. So yeah, glad I just got started doing it to see if I enjoy it and whether it works out or not. We shall see. But yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. How was PT? Jail for her? That's intense. Only the good kind of chaos, though. Nothing wrong with the good kind of chaos. Caroline, are you one of those players that are creating or building jail cells to put their Pokemon in? Or are you letting them roam free, even the Mr. Mimes of Pokemon? Oh, that did not end well. He is a tough cookie. Wow. Did not expect that to go that way. Okay, well, I think it is time to find and capture a third Pokemon for our party. I don't think Ralts is going to be the one we're going to be running this one through, but definitely an option for maybe another region. Or maybe we end up keeping him. See, have you actually ended up getting Mr. Mime spawned on your world, or are you still avoiding having him spawn in at all? Oh, there's a shiny. Oh, the shiny is probably going to be level 30 or something. Oh, and there's a Pidgey, which I will be coming back for. Level 21. It'll be risky. But hey, we're out here taking risks. This is way outmatched, but let's see what we can get done. We cannot get anything done. That was a single shot. Okay, now it comes down to luck. Come on. And that is what we call luck. Not that I'm going to play as Bunnelby, but I do like collecting shinies. If you see one, you might as well take the chance. Okay, so I assume you have not added Mr. Mime to your island yet. Don't need to get the Pokédex completed yet. You have both creepy things. Hectic. That's brave. Oh, that's the wrong PG. They caught me out there. do like myself a PG. Pidgeot is a great add to the late game. And that makes up a fourth. I am going to put Bunnelby away because I don't count Bunnelby here, since it's just for the shiny fact that I caught Bunnelby. Can't believe I caught a level 21. Taylor. We don't need another flying, but maybe for a second walkthrough we can consider Taylor. I can imagine Glass is not that good of a look, since the whole point of jailing someone like Mr. Mime would be to not see him at all. And imagine him doing his mime thing through the glass. That is most definitely grounds for nightmares. Most definitely. Maybe put a bed next to the volcano, then you just prod him in. Maybe he falls in and stays down there. I feel like that'll be a good outcome. This is a pretty house. Nice green roof. I think I will rob it. Pretty on the outside and empty on the in. Wow. That is disappointing, if disappointing was anything. Couple of balls. A few more Pokeballs. Okay, well, we didn't go completely empty-handed. We did have some nice things in here for us. I might as well take it all. He's not allowed daylights at all. This poor Mr. Mime did absolutely nothing wrong, and everyone is just hating on him. Terrible. Poor, poor Mr. Mime. The man is just trying to live. Just trying to be. I have most certainly seen the way he looks. I do not necessarily blame people for not wanting him in their homes. However, I don't know how much support I can give imprisoning him in the lava fields, you know. I do feel like that is quite extensive for someone who's technically innocent. But being jailed for the way he looks, that is quite intense, if you ask me. Okay, that's just my humble opinion. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, that is that. He needs to be somewhere far away from you. Well, that is fair enough. You can always build him a cozy spot far away from you where no one can see. Doesn't have to be glass outside, doesn't have to have a view. I think ice is most definitely the best way to get the swelling and the pain down, Reese. That is a good way to go about it. Hopefully you're all good for a fun stream today. Pink round and smiling. That sounds like a happy chappy to me, doesn't it? Happy chappy. Okay, who else do we want in our party of 6 that we can actually catch? That's not a ridiculous level like he's... That is just a ridiculous level. 53 roaming between the 10s and 15s. Have to do some research on biomes for specific Pokemons that we are looking for. Well, that is a lucky spot. I cannot pass on that opportunity to catch an Eevee. That gives us one of, what, 6 or 7 options to do with Eevee. Okay, I don't want to risk killing Eevee, so I'll go with Tackle. Tackle might not be the way to go. There's a 4% chance of crit. What's the odds? Let's try. Okay, we're safe with Tackle and Burn. So we can go all out. Although I'll do one more Tackle and then try and catch, because that Burn might just catch us. Yeah, don't kill him. You are 100% correct, Z. I will cry if I end up killing him. I'll start trying every turn catching him now to avoid that Burn killing him. There is nothing... Oh, that is a good catch. There is nothing worse than having a Burn on a Pokemon and you try and catch them each round, and all you can really do is watch the Burn take their life away bit by bit by bit until they die and you didn't catch them. Well, I think Eevee is a great addition to the team, as well as Pidgey. So I think we'll probably have Cyndaquil, Pidgey, and Eevee as 3 in our party. And we'll keep Ralts and Tailo for the next region, to kind of level up through the rounds. Yeah, so there is our latest catch. Adorable, if you ask me. I think Eevee can chill outside the ball. Are you talking about this game, Reese, or the game that they're talking about in the chat? I'm trying to think, what's squeeze noise? What's squeeze noise? Maybe when it was when we were fighting? Ah, the squee. Oh well, that's technically their cry, which is just the sound they make. Which for Pokemon, in all honesty, has always been a quite a sad sound, because it always sounds like they're in pain, and they call it a cry above everything else, which is not ideal. But yeah, this is Minecraft, as you can see. But it's a modded Minecraft, so it uses the base mod called Cobblemon, which pretty much brings Pokemon into your Minecraft world. And then I just have a couple of add-ons. So I'm playing a specific one called Cobbleverse, which just kind of builds on Cobblemon, adding a couple of additional things, quality of life improvements on to make it a little bit more entertaining. Adding Poké Gym battles and legendary Pokemons and things like that as well. So yeah, quite fun. Started today, so this is we started on day 1 today. Yeah, so we'll see where we get to in our first stream. But yeah, it is quite a fun game if you like Pokemon. There is a lot of Minecraft players that don't enjoy the change in it. But in the same breath, I think a lot of them also enjoys the change in pace. Kind of the Pokemon game we've always wanted before Arceus came out. I am most definitely not making them cry. It is just called their cry, which is pretty much just called... It's pretty much just the noise they make, or the sound they make. It's how you know... I guess you can say it's the equivalent to their voice, to know what it is. There's some people that's so good in Pokemon that they can listen to what they call the cry and know exactly which Pokemon it is. Like, it's just insane. It all sounds very similar to me. Thanks for the sub, Misty. Appreciate it. Very kind of you. And it's good to see you again. I don't think I saw you in the chat. But welcome in. If I missed you, I'm terribly sorry. I'm still getting used to keeping my eye on the moving chat on the one screen while focusing on the other. We're definitely the good guys in the game. We are not making anyone cry, we're only making friends. Yeah, well, if you put it like that, hunting them, capturing them and making them cry, it definitely does not sound good. But we can definitely look at it as we're taking them out of the wild and keeping them safe inside a Pokeball where they have a cozy home, we would like to believe. I haven't really seen, other than Eevee, I haven't seen any Pokemon that really jumps out that I love. It would be nice to catch at least one more reboot. Ooh, that can be nice. That can be a nice addition. Level 20, and I don't have a water Pokemon to counter that, so probably not the best of ideas to try. Well, you know, their wild home could be exactly that, being wild. So now they're safe. They've got plenty of space and they can roam around. As in, enjoy the wild space whilst still having a safe home to come back to. So we are actually just extremely friendly, you know? If you ask me. Doing them a favor. Tornadoes? The ocean biome. I mean, we're nowhere close to catching it, but interesting. Maybe one day when we can fly in a Pokemon. So Z, I told myself I'm going to play it right this time and not play it the way I was playing in the offline world, kind of when I was playing with you and Guffy. Because I was saying it is possible to just catch a Pokemon by throwing balls at it over and over and over again. And that's kind of how you can get ahead very quickly. But I will play this one the right way. Another Eevee. This is a steal. Oh, 32, never mind. No steal there. To actually only battle them if I'm technically able to catch them. I.e., I'm not going to go after a level 50 Pokemon if I don't have a level 50 Pokemon. That should at least add some authenticity to it. Yes, that Eevee, as small as it is, will kick my behind. Magikarp. There is our water Pokemon for this cycle. And we shall not use... Level 20... Oh wait, he just has one move technically, right? I'm gonna go get some safety. Technically Magikarp should only have Splash, so I should be able to Just keep attacking and attacking. Well, since when does Magikarp have tackle? That's just rude. That's just rude. Okay, we have a 52% chance at the moment. Okay, it's now or never. We did it. Well, luckily Magikarp is nothing special. Well, that will definitely not go down well. And a Pikachu. There is our electric Pokemon for the first run through. Unless Pikachu's level is also going to be ridiculously... Oh my goodness, level 30. Get my hopes up. I am still deciding which other games I'm going to be playing, Reese. I think I'll probably work in Civilization as a here and there play. I think this game will become a series that I'll continue for quite a while. And I'll try and kind of build a forever world at the end of the day in this one. And I'll kind of have Civilization as a on and off game to just play here and there. Random skirmish games, just because I enjoy it. Not that I'm really good at it, but I do enjoy playing it. And I do want to start, I don't know if you've seen the game Windrose. It's a game that came out recently. It's still technically in pre-release or an alpha stage, but it's pretty much this pirate game where they've taken games like Sea of Thieves and combined it with the open world type of games like your Red Dead Redemption or Rust or Ark Survival, where you can you're ultimately a pirate that can go around raiding on ships, and you can build a base and dock your ship there and kind of build up a world like that. So it's kind of a survival game, but in a pirate era. So I might get that. I might add that on and then start playing it. It is actually a co-op game, and I think it's better if you play it with friends. But yeah, there's also Voyagers of Nera, which is kind of the same idea, except it's not really pirates. It's kind of same concept in the sense of you have a ship. It's almost like Raft. Imagine Raft, but just a little bit more, I don't want to say cartoony because that's not really the right word, but more like Avatar type world. But that's also really a co-op game where you should have friends playing it with you. So I might leave them until later. Until I'm a little bit bigger and I'm at that stage where I can get other streamers to play with me. Then I might dive into games like that, or maybe Z's keen and we start playing it. But yeah, so I'm thinking of that. There's a lot of games I'm playing. I'm just trying to think more what I would enjoy streaming. Then there's always I play Fortnite as a fun to play, quick unwinding game if I'm not going to be sitting down for hours, just because it's a quick game to get out, and I quite enjoy it. I might even throw that on live sometimes and see how it does. I have played Fable. I played Fable 1 through 3. This is very cool. And I love it, and I can't wait for the Fable release. That's definitely something I'll play on stream. I am very concerned that I'm overhyping it in my head and it's not going to be good, because they did say they're going to return. So I enjoyed Fable 1 a lot more than I enjoyed Fable 2 and 3. I feel like they moved away from everything I enjoyed when they made Fable 2 and then again 3. And they did say they're going back to Fable 1 style, just updated graphics, updated gameplay, adding in so many more things that you can actually do. So I am very excited for it. But yeah, so I'll still have a think of what to add. I think for now I'll start. How do you get in here? I'll just start with this and slowly but surely add in. I'll probably try and have 3 or 4 games that I shuffle between just to keep my options open. I do unfortunately get tired of a game very quickly, so I think it'll be good to have a couple games running at the same time, so that rather than stopping I just take a break. This is very cool. I think this might be an Elite 4 situation. Not that I'm sure how to find out without getting myself into trouble. Huh. Well, I think we can find out another day what this is. Shop. Usually if there's a shop, it means it's not just a poker gym. But yeah, I think this is new. This is pretty cool. Very cool. Need to keep in mind where this is. Well, if you're keen, we can perhaps jump into that game, and if there's anyone else that ends up wanting to play it, we can add it into a kind of streamer party and make it a whole thing. I think it can be fun. It looks like the type of game that's more fun when you're playing with people, because one person can do one thing and yeah, you're kind of, yeah. Well, I'm keen for either Voyages of Nera or Windrose. I think you might enjoy Voyages of Nera more than Windrose Z. I did play Dinkum. I think Dinkum caught both Z and I for a while, Z more than myself. And then I got busy with work and I kind of dropped out of it. And then I kind of need something to pull me back into it, and usually that's if other people are playing it, then I get pulled back into it. But I might give Dinkum a go in the future as well. Yeah, I don't see why not. I did enjoy playing it. I think there's a lot you can do on it, which is the fun part. They kind of did what Pocopia did. They gave us Animal Crossing, but added everything we actually wanted and a little bit more freedom that we wanted. And no, I'm not hating on Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is amazing. I just, yeah, I think when I was playing Animal Crossing, I felt there was always a little something you were thinking, oh, I wish they would add this or that. And I feel like Dinkum did that, and Pocopia did that as well. Or if there's a new update, then I'm very keen to give that a go. I'll catch a stream on it and see what's new, and maybe jump into that myself on stream. But yeah, I think I'll definitely have to have quite a range of games going at the same time for stream, just to keep myself kind of from getting over it. Although I know myself in the sense of, if someone else is playing the same game, I'm much more motivated to play it. Probably the competitiveness in me. I enjoy playing a game when there's someone else kind of challenging you to see, oh well, they did this, let's see if I can also do something similar, and that kind of motivates you to push hard, to do something cool or do something similar. And to be honest, I actually think streaming might do that, because now that it's on stream, it kind of keeps you motivated to keep the cycle going. So I'm actually curious to see how that develops as it goes on. Not too overwhelmed with all the choices of Pokemon here, although technically we do have 6. I guess I should maybe just stick to actually leveling them up as I said I would. That is a very high level. Okay. But yeah, are you doing Dinkum exclusively now, Reese, or are you playing something on top of Dinkum? Okay. How long have you been playing DDV? I feel like the DDV community is also quite large. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was until Z started streaming, and I realized how big the DDV community actually is. I think we can catch him. Oh wow. That is something. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with how the DDV community sticks with each other. Kind of supports the entire community following the group around. And I know there's a much bigger community even out there that's not even yet kind of visible within the DDV community that I know, being Z, Dreams of Jan, Keto, and Coco. Yeah, I know there's someone, I can't remember the name, but there's also a very big, well, that doesn't look good. So it is quite impressive how big the community is and how they kind of stick together. Yeah, Dinkum community is also very, very closely knit, I must say. I guess if you find the right space, any kind of group that's a big game that you jump into, you'll find a big community out there that's properly tightly knit as well. You just need to find the right group. There are unfortunately some games that are just not big enough to really have much of a community. So that also happens, I guess. I think we're gonna have to get a Pokenav pretty soon to help us find specific Pokemon. Ooh, is this an EV we can catch? Ooh, that's very mean of you. No, you guys are way too strong. Yeah, it is pretty sweet how they're all banding together and how they recognized him. That's the nice thing when you're in a community like that, where even the developers are involved. And I think, yeah, I think it's very accessible if it's a game like Dinkum, where the developer is very close to the community. Less so in communities of games that's a lot more developed, and kind of the developers no longer really have a direct line of contact with its community, which is sad when that happens. But yeah, I quite enjoy games like Dinkum where the developers are kind of in touch with the actual streamers and viewers that's watching and playing the game, and kind of taking their suggestions to mind and applying them where he thinks something it'll really work. So yeah, I enjoy those kind of things. It's good to see when you see that happen. Yeah, it's very cool when you spot them in the chats kind of talking, and you're like, oh, it really makes you realize, well, no difference between him and us. He's kind of, yeah, it kind of makes you just, I don't want to say humanize because it sounds like you're speaking from a different subject or different topic, but it just helps you kind of connect with them even better and realize that they're kind of just one of us, rather than a developer that's sitting at the top of a pyramid that you never speak to or never hears your voice. I quite enjoy the smaller communities that keeps that unique sense. Yeah, since he chooses to do it that way, and that's cool. Oh, that did too much. That is unfortunate. An owl bird. Oh, who did we see that's an owl bird? Maybe Starly? I think Starly's almost like a pigeon, I would say. Or a dove. Not a white one, but maybe something flew by. The plans for the rest of the stream. So I do want to get all of my party Pokemons above level 10. I said I'm going to postpone building a base to another stream because that is quite a big one. I think we're going to need a couple of hours but I also need time to actually determine where I'm going to build my base. And before I need to do that, I need to decide what type of base I'm going to build. So there's definitely still some thought processes that needs to happen before I get to that. But yeah, for now, I think a good point would just be to try and get to level 10, 15, and then I will try and take on the gym, and I think that would be a great spot to end if I can beat the gym leader, depending on how that goes. However, for that to happen, I do need to catch another water Pokemon. I think it will come in handy for the first gym being a rock type gym. However, I think it's probably a good idea to get back home and just heal up a bit. Would be a good first step. And then we can just take a look. Okay, we have Timber. I'm comfortable not. Actually, Timber is a fighting Pokemon. We don't need two flying Pokemon, so that would actually be a good swap. And then we can go and try and catch one more water Pokemon and then just get them a little bit higher on the level, and we can try and tackle the rock gym. Goldeen would be a good OG Pokemon. That's right out of the series. Okay, let us see. I think Eevee would be a good bet. That is very cute that they do a little bamboo thing now. Before they just usually kind of either floated or drowned. Or sunk, not really drowned. Yeah, I quite enjoy the square look, Reese. I feel like you can play Pixelmon, which has the actual decent Pokemon look without the blocky kind of look to it. But at the end of the day, this is Minecraft, and I enjoy that they kind of stuck to the original Minecraft kind of block idea. So I actually enjoy the block idea. I didn't initially, but I actually came to really appreciate it more. Yeah, I just feel like they stuck to Minecraft, and anyone that enjoys Minecraft would, I think, appreciate a similar thing. But yeah, it does quite remind you of kind of the GameCube days, to go back even further than that. Okay, so we have two water Pokemon now. I think we swap Ralts out. Yeah, I think that's good. And then Eevee, I'm thinking we turn into Jolteon. I do enjoy Jolteon as a Pokemon. It is one of Eevee's favorite forms for me, and I don't think Vaporeon would be a great idea given we already have enough water Pokemons. But we will probably end up collecting all of them, so we'll probably try and catch a couple of Eevees and get them into each evolution direction. So now it is just purely for leveling up that we need to push forward. You like the mix as in you like the Minecraft Pokemon mix, or you like a mix of realistic and pixelated? That did damage. Yeah, I quite enjoy the mix. As I said, I didn't initially, as you'd know. I initially thought I enjoy the actual proper decent look. But as I started playing Cobblemon, I actually started appreciating the blocky look more. I know it's funny because for most people that's not the case. But yeah, I don't know why. I enjoy the look you get from the kind of Minecrafty vibe. It definitely grows on you. Yeah. You're finishing your star path. How far did you get in your stream? Oh, you're done. Wow. That's quite a feat. The aesthetic does work well together, yeah. I think anywhere else it wouldn't have worked, but here it works well when you look at it. It's not like it is a block, like it has dimension to it. So it's not just a blocky look, but they kept it's somewhat blocky, which is cool. Okay, we need to get healed up again. And then we can continue trying to get our Pokemon up to 15 maybe. I think 15 would be safer. It's a little bit high. Mm, 18. Maybe Syndic will be taking him. Yeah, they actually added a lot of nice additional things, like up here, if you get hit with something that like decreases your accuracy, they actually show you how many times it's decreased, so it gives you an idea of how much your accuracy has been knocked down. So it's quite nice to keep track of it for you. Yeah, at this rate I'm gonna have 0 accuracy left. Yeah, sorry, I'll fix it for you. I didn't think of the fact that you might want to play with. But yeah, I ended up updating my mod run since it wasn't a joined world anymore. I was like, oh, I might as well just play with the latest one, and my world will keep updating with it. So I will fix it for you tomorrow, and then you are welcome to play with at any time. Rubbish. What can we use against him? Maybe Timber. Yeah, you guys know Rubbish well. Look at that thing. Digging in the bin. Recycling for us. Yeah, this is taking its time. bit by bit we'll get there. Well, if you like Trubbish, let's try and catch Trubbish. See how far we get. Nope. Not that time. Oh, that one hurt. That's a good explanation, Reese. A really good explanation. It is a yellow cat looking thing. I cannot argue with your logic. I don't think anyone can. Okay, who do we have? Zigzagoon level 22. That's a no-go. Oh, that's nice and low. Oh, this might not go so well. It would be good to just at least get my 2 water Pokemon up to level, I want to say 15. 20 would have been the safest, but I think we can try and give it a go at 15. That will at least give me a good start. Might be in some trouble. Yeah, I think we've made some good progress. We got 6 Pokemon, which is a great start. I think if we can beat the first gym in this stream, that would be a great start. I am actually now rather concerned about that possibility, given one of my water Pokemon is Magikarp, which is pretty much useless until level 32, and I can take him to Gyarados. So technically I have 1 water Pokemon at my disposal, and she's only level 10. So we have some ways to go. However, I do really want Growlithe. I think you might still be a little bit too high of a level. 13, we can do that. Oh, thank you for your faith. I guess we can hope for the best. Thanks, Reese. Appreciate the votes of support. Thanks, Carolyn. Appreciate you being here. You must have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you in the next. How's the sound, by the way? Is the volume balance okay between the game and my voice and the music of the game. Oh, that's good. That is good. I was concerned one's going to be too soft. And that one overdid it. Well, thank you for the compliment. I will take it. If I do continue, I will probably get myself a mic. I do think while the headset's mic is pretty nice, it does sound like it echoes a little bit. I can even hear the echo in my own ears, which is funny, even though I'm not monitoring it. Okay, let us give this another go. I was about to say, surely she has a water move. Ouch. Well, I have one Pokeball with me, so I technically have one go at catching him. Okay, let us try. Let's not risk it. Try and get his life down. Let's see if we are lucky. And we have him. Most definitely keeping him for one of the next regions. Oh, we can. Ultra rare Ditto. See a Ditto. Right. Interesting. Oh, already despawned. Never mind. So we've got quite a few good Pokemon to use throughout the series. Just need to get them stronger. And there is something we can do that's going to make this easier. And there we go. Yeah. That is one. Oh. Wonder if I can ride him. I don't think he's one of the rideable. No, he is not. But there we go. We have Gyarados, which is a good sign for our gym battle. We only need to get our other water Pokemon a few levels up, and then we would be good to go. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised. Usually Gyarados doesn't come out until level 32, so him coming at level 20 was a pleasant surprise. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah, it most definitely didn't come to play. I can agree with you there. Definitely one of the angrier looking Pokemon. I'll just keep him there for intimidation alone. Yeah, it is a pretty nice one to have in the party, I would agree. It's definitely going to help with the first gym. Level 12. We are almost ready to tackle that gym. Thanks for popping in, Reese. Enjoy the pancakes and eggs, and thank you for popping in. Appreciate the support and you being here, even though Pokemon is not your preference. Yeah, really appreciate the support. And good luck with the toothache. I hope it goes away so that you can stream today. One more level up. 2 more to go, and then we can try and give that gym leader a go. Is Reese married to Santa? As in Santa Claus. good to know. Now I know who to reach out to get my stocking filled this year. Yeah, who needs to know doctors and dentists and lawyers when you can know Santa Claus, right? Sounds like a no-brainer to me. I would like to capture a drowsy sooner or later, but level 30 is a bit high. Maybe I can catch a manectric. Ooh, level 48 is even worse. Oh, that's very aggressive. Oh, he is fast. Damn. I feel like you guys were feeling when the Murkrow was chasing you. Got this Meowth on my back. And away we go. Very close. I believe this one should push us to level 15. I actually think I might want to go to 16 because we can then evolve Goldeen, I believe. Maybe it's early on this as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, Goldeen is not ready to evolve, so let's maybe just go until 16. which level Goldeen will evolve. What would be nice is if we can get an experience share in the next stream to just help speed up the leveling up process, as it can be very time consuming. Okay, let's see, I think we should be able to bring in some new moves for at least these two. Oh yeah, Gyarados has got a lot. Wow. I feel like throwing Ice Fang in as well. Yeah, I think we did well. We didn't get very far when it comes to base building necessarily, but I think we put in a good dent in just making some progress on our actual Pokemon. And we can do some more selective catching later when we know exactly which Pokemon we want to add to our party. For now, I think we've got a good base for the first few gyms at least. Yeah, I think it's more for the Elite Four that we would need to probably extend a little bit. I don't think these would be quite as efficient against the Elite Four. Yeah, base building is a stream on its own. I did not want to be spending my first stream building a base. I just wanted to get started and put in a good dent into getting my Pokemon leveled up, which we've done. Definitely looking forward to catching a legendary down the line. It would be great if it can be Lugia first, but it would depend on which legendary location we find first. Didn't do a great job leveling up PG, but I reckon we can at least get 5 out of 6 to 15 and then get Goldeen to level 18 maybe, and then give the boss a go. I think his last Pokemon is about level 18, so that'll probably be the safest bet to not end up getting wrecked. 15. Now it is time for Eevee to earn his keep. Oh, Gibble, I do want a Gibble. Scorbunny is level 13. Oh, we can catch both of them with these levels. Oh, wow. I just realized I have no Pokeballs on me. So the best I can do is run and hope he doesn't despawn. Oh, despawned. Damn. Oh, I don't even have any good Pokeballs. That is unfortunate. Well, Scorbunny is here, so let's see if we can catch Scorbunny. I fear he might be too strong. Oh, that's good. Okay, gonna have to do the one thing I hate doing, and that's using a different ball than a Pokeball. That would be a great add-in, allowing you to change the ball they're held in. And he is caught. Whoop whoop. Okay, let's go see what kind of damage we can do in the gym battle. Whether it's going to be a 2 attempts or a 1 attempt. I think I'm a little hasty. Look at that. Another one we know. Smeargle. His little paintbrush. Okay. Oh. He was a little fast for my liking. revive handy. Oh good, enjoy. Well, that is that. That wraps up our first gym battle, of which we are victorious. And I think that would be a good spot for us to end our first stream, but before we do that, we do have one more surprise, and that is another evolution. Very nice. And I think we have 0 more surprises. But yeah. So we end the stream with our starter going up 1 evolution, as well as Gyarados being our second evolution, which is not too shabby. Yeah. And that is that. Thanks everyone for joining. That was, yeah, that was a good first stream. Really enjoyed it and appreciate everyone who subscribed and who dropped a like in the video. Yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone on next time. And thank you for the support from my beautiful wife. Yeah. Okay, bye.